Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you, my dear students. I hope you are all fine. Since we have started the first unit of social sciences, which is the Mesopotamian civilization, we have already studied about its basic information and location. We have studied about certain features. Only one feature is remaining, which is religion and culture, and I have mentioned as part 7, but the rest is the contribution of Mesopotamian civilization to the modern world. So first let's finish the religion and culture. During Mesopotamian civilization, each city of Mesopotamia actually was having patron god. Each city, which includes the three main cities which I told you, was the Sumer, Babylon and Assyria. They were having the patron god which was kept in the temple, the central temple, which I was telling you in the first video, the building which was called as ziggurat. They were keeping it in the central building which was called a ziggurat. Also, you must know that you can say the forces of nature such as rain, fire, the moon, stars. These things were worshipped by the Mesopotamian people, and they were making gods happy by doing the rituals and certain practices. Also, you must know that Mesopotamians also believed in the life after death. That was about the religion and culture of Mesopotamian civilization. Now what Mesopotamian civilization has contributed to the modern world? We will study about that. Mesopotamia is actually widely considered to be the oldest civilization, as I mentioned earlier. So it is the oldest civilization for humankind. The modern world remains indebted to its varied contribution, which are primarily in the field of writing and literature, which I am talking about, science and mathematics, and technology and inventions. They have contributed a lot to us, lot to the modern world. Number 1, writing and literature, which I have mentioned here as number 8. So writing and literature, first thing you must know that the most significant contribution which Mesopotamians has done for us, they have given us the system of writing. That means by about 3200 BCE, they invented and developed the script called cuneiform. Cuneiform is actually a Latin word which means cuneus, Latin word cuneus, which means wedge. Thus you can say it is obvious the style of cuneiform had a wedge-shaped style of writing. Also, you must know that Mesopotamians wrote on the wet clays, and later on those wet clays were being dried up. One more thing you must know that during Mesopotamian civilization, the stylus were made from the reed, or you can say, or sometimes they use metal as well. The clay tablet was then baked in the fire to harden it. First they used to write on the wet clay tablet, and later on they were being baked in the fire or to harden it. During that time, each individual tablet was considered as the page of book. One tablet, one page of the book. Similarly, to make a complete book, they used many tablets. During the Mesopotamian civilization, there was one of the famous book, or you can say epic, which was known as Epic of Gilgamesh, which was believed to be used to teach the values to the children. So it was the combination of total 12 clay tablets in the cuneiform script. That was all about the writing and literature, what they have contributed to the modern world and what they have brought to the modern world. Now, in the field of science and mathematics, what they have given in the field of science and mathematics. Let's talk about this. You must know that Mesopotamian civilization invented the number system, which was called as sexagesimal, which regards the number 60 as the supreme. This is how the division of time was based on the unit 60. All and everything was divided on the basis of number 60. That means they measured time by dividing each day into 2 halves. One was 12-hour day and one was 12-hour night. That means they discovered this system, not us. Each hour was divided into 60 minutes and each minute was divided into 60 seconds. That is why they were considering 60 sexagesimal, that means 60, as the supreme number. So they also had the 12-month an year and 7 days a week. This is, I am talking about 3200 years ago. Mesopotamians had discovered it. They were using these techniques. Also, they were also proficient in the field of astronomy. They could also correctly predict the solar eclipses during that time. They know the places of moon, stars and sun, you can say. They believed that everything happened for a reason and related the causes to the various omens, you can say. Mesopotamia also laid astronomy laid the foundation for such a world astronomy. They started astronomy. The concept of astronomy was started by Mesopotamians, and nowadays they gave us the astronomy. You can say they contributed astronomy to the world. Now the last one is the technology and inventions. Although you can say archaeologists believe that the wheel was invented during the Mesopotamian civilization, but many people do not believe it. You can say some archaeologists are not sure about the invention of wheel during that time, but the oldest wheel which is known to be discovered was from Mesopotamia, and you can say it dated back 3000 BCE, and it is likely the Sumerians were the first people who invented wheel in the making of pottery, and also in 3500 BC, and then they used it in the transport in around 3200 BCE. That means they discovered it and later on it was used in around 3200 BCE. This was the contribution in the three fields. One was writing and literature, one was science and mathematics, and one was technology and invention. Also we learned about the religion and culture, the gods and the rituals and practices of Mesopotamian civilization. This was all we have for today, and that was the end of this first unit of our SST. In case you have any doubts or any questions regarding this, as we have the one-way communication for a time being, you're gonna write whatever the questions you are possessing in your mind, and we will sort out those questions in the school only. I will send you a worksheet, or you can say questions, through this system as well, the system we are following nowadays. That's all we have for today. Thank you.